Champions Cup round of 16, second leg, 2 games on and 2 teams through. We'll go through some key events, some stats, and you guys can let me know your thoughts. I've only managed to catch one game, which was Bristol and Sale. I took a gamble by watching that game, figuring Leinster would probably do what they did to Connacht. I figured that was likely. And I figured this one wasn't going to be a stinker 2 weeks in a row. And I think for once, I managed to get them both right. So, I had to take my kids out to my brother's house for Easter stuff. So, happy Easter, everybody. But, I think I watched probably the right game because it's pretty back and forth. It's a pretty crazy game. There's yellow cards galore. There's a lot of TMO. But there's certainly a lot more entertainment than what we saw last week. I mean, Randall starts with a 50-22. It's pretty nice stuff. Jake Kirk gets denied a try. Because Faf early tackles him and he knocks it on. Faf gets yellow carded. Penalties each way. Bristol kind of failed to take advantage of the early yellow, to be fair. It was a bit disappointing. And then Sale managed to put on some pretty serious points. They get one through Diaka from close range. Reid gets red carded for a high tackle, and that's the rest of the game for him. I'm too used to watching the 20-minute Reds in Super Rugby. So Reid's done for his high shot. And then Bristol miss a penalty. Akavandamova gets a maul try. It's all Sale. Bristol can't catch a trick. And then second half, they can't catch their bloody kickoff. And Roebuck ends up going over. That one's Tuilangi past to Vandermova to Debria, which one I can't remember. And then, Roebuck ends up going over. So Sale got a pretty tidy lead, despite the fact that they're a man down. But then the momentum fully shifts the other way. They get a try through Thacker. They end up getting another yellow card to Sale, so it's 15-13, and Bristol don't muck around. They absolutely punish them. I think it was the Thacker try during the double yellow card as well. So the double yellow card, the 2 cards, the red and the yellow. So it's 15-13, bang bang. Bristol are suddenly back in the game, and then they actually managed to get another one through Joyce. So they actually managed to go in front after seemingly being it's tied up, but they're in front on aggregate with that 1 point advantage from the first game. So it's properly game on. They get a yellow card of their own, though, to Bristol. That was a kind of tackle on Ron Janssen van Rensburg as he was slipping. So it's yellow rather than red despite the head contact. Thacker concedes a penalty. Bristol managed to put them back in front with that penalty being kicked. And then Jono Ross gets a weird try. Sale got advantage, cross kick. I forget who's jumping up for it. One of the Sale players is jumping up for it. Randall takes him out. And then the loose ball is just dotted down by Ross. And maybe Randall's a wee bit of a lucky boy that he doesn't get done for playing the man in the air. There's no penalty try. There's no yellow card. It's just a try through Ross out in the corner with a pretty nice conversion. So that's pretty much looking like game over. But then Bristol come back and score. But no, they don't, because that one is a try saver from Taylor to knock it out of, I think it was Andy Urin's hands. We bobbles it up as there's a foot kind of under the ball. But then a minute later, they do get the try. Morahan gets his second on 77 minutes. So it's still game on right to the finish. But, they can't get it done at the end. Can Bristol. So Sale managed to squeak it despite the fact that they played with a man down for more than half the game. 2 men down for a wee while, and Bristol had a yellow card of their own. So it was a bonkers game, man. Bristol more possession and territory, but only marginally. More run meters, 463-321. That's not bad. Clean breaks is 10-2 to Bristol, but turnovers 10-6 to Sale. Holy moly, my neighbour's got some power tools going. Oh, looks like my neighbour's going to chop some wood, so we better get a move on. Morahan, 104 run meters, 4 clean breaks. Cobus Visa, 18 from 22 tackles. Aggregate is 44-39. Sale are the ones who go through. Happy days. Second game, Leinster over Connacht. There was a bit of talk, can there be a Connacht miracle to get an away win at the Aviva? What a crowd for this one, massive. But no, Connacht can't. 56 points to 20. They've got a couple of yellow cards of their own in this game, which Leinster duly punished. James Lowe finishes with 4 tries. Henshaw seems to have a cracking game. Every time he runs the ball straight, he seems to either go over or get over the advantage line. Furlong burrows over for 1. Gibson Park opens the scoring. I mean, to Connacht's credit, they do get some tries in the second half. O'Halloran, Arnold and Papali'i. So they keep fighting. But Leinster, just too good, man. I mean, I only saw the highlights, like I said, but yeah, it's weird that they still wore the same jerseys as last week. And like I said last week, it's not like a direct jersey clash, But that green and that blue are similar enough that it's not immediately obvious at a glance. Like, it's not like a red and blue for me anyway. Like Munster, Leinster, it's patently obvious which team is which. And I know the shorts colour was totally different, but I still find it a little bit murky. But yeah, Aki gets yellow carded for a hit on Sexton. I guess it was a little bit late, maybe a little bit high. I think they said it was not dangerous, but there was head contact. But yeah, it's 28-3 at halftime. They get the second half started with a Henshaw try. He goes into a gap. The hands, at least from the highlights from the Leinster guys, were honestly just phenomenal. I think it was the first try. It was just like pass this way, pass back inside. There's just always a support runner. They just always manage to find their man. The hands and the skills of 1 to 15. It's it's pretty impressive. If I'm not mistaken, when the second yellow card came, did Connacht have to go down to 13 guys because it was a prop and they didn't have a replacement? So yeah, the pass from Ringrose to Lowe. Ringrose gets a couple of try assists in this game, even if he doesn't get on the board himself. Is kind of the stuff of legend. So yeah, man, what can I say? The stats, it's pretty messy, man. Clean breaks 7-0. Defenders beaten 33-13. And actually, Connacht had more ball. But Leinster were just deadly when they had it. And to be fair, defensively, Josh van der Fleer, 21 out of 22 tackles. That guy continues to impress. Ringrose gets his couple of tries, like I mentioned. Prendergast has a couple of turnovers, one, and 10 from 11 tackles. But yeah, sorry I can't say more on that one. It's an aggregate of 82-41. Which is massive. Leinster still hunting down that 5th star. We will see if they are able to get it. Like I mentioned, the crowd looked pretty good. And last week, people who were at the Connacht game told me the Jersey clash in person doesn't look like a clash at all. It's very clear which team is which. But yeah, on the tally, it just looks slightly murky. I wouldn't call it terrible. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on the games. Sale and Leinster go through. Connacht and Bristol are done. Pretty entertaining stuff, although the first one was edge of your seat stuff. Leinster was just kind of back to business with a pretty massive aggregate score in the end. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.